Give us a second.
Oh, for sure. Take your time.
That's all right. We'll get there eventually.
All good.
All good? Okay.
Hi,
Hey,
I'm Jacqueline.
And I'm Philip, so good to meet you.
nice to meet you too.
So basically, this is our little show we kind of do for our shop every Sunday, and we've been trying to do some interviews. So once again, thanks for joining us today on this. It's actually a pretty warm day in Virginia here.
Yeah. Doesn't really
That's
feel
cool.
like spring.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me, really.
thanks a lot. So, yeah, I got 'em.
My chair's really squeaky.
Yeah, our chairs are squeaky, but that's okay. So basically, if you don't mind, we'll kind of start off. If you want to tell our audience and stuff a little bit about yourself, like who you are,
Yeah.
what you're doing.
For sure. So I'm Sweeney Boo. I've been drawing for like 8 years now, but professionally since like last year. I'm working on Marvel Action Captain Marvel for IDW, and yes, and I just released my first graphic novel called Feel and Love Yourself with Big Studios. Yes, and I live in Canada,
There you go.
where it's still really cold.
Yeah, it's been in the 80s here the last couple of days. So we go, in Virginia it's weird. So you'll go from one day your high is like 60 and your next day it's like 85 to 90.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Bipolar.
it's pretty crazy here. So how are you doing during all this lockdown stuff that's going around everywhere?
Yeah. I don't know, like there's some days are just like easier than others. Ups and downs. I'm really slow with work, unfortunately. Tired all the time. I nap a lot. That's, yeah, pretty much.
Are you doing commissions right now?
Yeah, I'm doing commissions, but I'm like jumping on a new project soon, so I'm lucky, I'm busy, so this is great.
Here, cats. Or a cat.
Yeah, she doesn't like when I close the door.
That's funny. So I see you have a guitar behind you there. Do you play?
Oh yeah, so that's my boyfriend's, but the bass is mine. I haven't played in like 2 years. He was like, oh, it looks good, and like cause like this is our studio thing. He was like, oh, you can see it on screen, and I'm like, yeah, but like, this is your stuff. I don't play.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's really proud of it.
That's funny. So, do you have any hobbies like outside of comics that you currently do or used to do before you were trapped inside all the time?
Let's say that like being trapped inside gave me a lot of free time to try stuff. So I've been knitting.
Okay.
My cat is like a naked cat, so I've been knitting her sweaters. That's my new thing, I guess.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's completely fine. Yeah.
So you're from France, correct? Or you?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you miss most about living in France?
Not much.
Not much?
And there you have
That's
it.
hilarious.
I moved away for a bit of a reason.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. I miss my family, that's for sure. Like, it's not easy to like go and see them because they live in like France, but like nowhere. Like in like the smallest town that is like so far from any kind of the airports or anything.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I miss my family. And warm weather, I guess.
And what is your favorite French food? I have like an obsession with France, so I was just curious.
Something called clafoutis. It's like a dessert that my mom used to make, which is like with like fruits and some kind of like crepe thing. It's like all together in the oven, and it's really, really good.
Oh,
I don't know.
love them.
Yeah, I miss that.
That's
I
funny.
can't
And
get him
cheese.
to eat crepes.
No.
Maybe one day.
I'm not a big sweet fan that way. So
That's a lot.
like a cookie. A cookie's fine, but I don't usually go down those paths a whole lot.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. I don't know. So what led you to become an artist? Was it a passion that you always had from an early age, or is it something that you saw one day and like, I want to do that?
I think I've always been like artistic in some way, even when I was a kid. But I remember not being like really good at anything in high school, except art.
Right.
I don't know. It's always been my happy place in some way. I at first I wanted to be a fashion designer
Okay.
because I just love clothes and everything. But I discovered comics in between,
Even
and
better.
there you go.
Yeah, that's even better.
Yeah.
So,
I can still have fun with fashion, so that's cool.
well, yeah, and that
Draw
kind
all
of,
kinds of cool clothes on your characters.
so
I
it's,
try to, yeah.
yeah, so as far as like, well, we'll kind of change gears a little bit with your fashion stuff. So you had a hand in helping design some of the Marvel Rising characters, correct? Or their outfits?
Yeah. I worked on Inferno, America Chavez, and it was fun. It was pretty crazy, but it's not like my design that is like in there. But I got to work on it, which was unbelievable and fun. Really.
Gotcha. So is that process a lot different having to work when you worked on Marvel Rising versus like when you're doing your characters for your books? Was it like?
Yeah. It was like the first time that I really worked in character design, so you have to do like a lot of like turnarounds and like the ratio of like your character has to be good, of, like the head and everything. When I draw, it's a bit all over the place.
Right.
So yeah, it was interesting in that way.
Gotcha. So what are some of the early art styles that inspired you to what your style is today? I mean, you can see some of your styles changing from things that you worked on, but so what did you see that made you say, okay, I like that and I want to kind of either incorporate that, or it just inspired you for some of your art you do?
I don't know if you know Skydoll.
Mm-hmm.
It's an Italian comic book by Alessandro Barbucci and Barbara Canepa, and I read it when I was like maybe 14, 15.
Okay.
And I remember just like it's like very colorful and like Disney looking, pretty, but like the story is like super heavy. And I was just like, this is exactly what I want to do.
Got you.
So after that, I discovered skull covering and all of this. So it just became a big mix of a lot of things that I love. But yeah, first it started with this.
Yeah, I can see where Sky Doll would have been an inspiration with the way you do your heads and everything. So that's very cool.
Have witches
Definitely.
always been like a fascination for you? Because your witches are super cute.
I have like bits that I can remember from my childhood. But I had a neighbor that we used to play together a lot, and we used to like pretend to be witches and do like stuff and like have a book where we were like writing spells or whatever in it. I was like super young. I always had this like weird fascination
Gotcha.
with witches.
That's awesome.
Yeah, your skater witches are pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we ordered some prints of the skater witches from your site, but I think they've gotten lost in the mail or something.
Yeah, UPS is.
Oh really?
Yeah, I got to call them on Monday.
But if like you tell me if you didn't get them, I can resend them to you or something.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll deal with UPS or USPS. Sorry,
The
not UPS. USPS on Monday. We were kind of hoping to have them here today too,
To show them
to
off.
show them off, and it was supposed to be delivered Wednesday, and then it just went into USPS hell, and so.
Oh yeah. I've had some like trouble with packages right now. Like we're lucky that they're still like working really hard for us, but it's like difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. It just somehow somebody just left it somewhere,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we'll get it straight, and we'll show it in a few weeks when we get them.
Fault.
Yeah, when we get them here, we'll be able to show them so we can.
Otherwise you tell me.
All right, we'll do. We'll do. That way we can promote some of your stuff.
So staying on the witchy topic, do you have any other witchy projects coming up that you're working on besides Sabrina covers? Maybe? You can't talk about it?
No, nothing that I can talk about,
Oh, darn.
unfortunately.
That means yes.
Means, yeah, no comment.
That
No,
means
no
No
comment.
comment.
No comment at this time. That's right.
Awesome.
So when you started your artistic journey, did you look at a end goal of being in comics, or did you look at was it a different end goal at the time, and you just kind of found your way coming into comics and that genre?
I think I kind of found my way. It started with my boyfriend at the time was the one who really wanted to get into comics, and he kind of like got me into it because at first I was really driven by French comic books. It's like that was the industry that I wanted to get in. That was everything I knew. I tried for many years. I did like some coloring and like lettering and stuff, but it's super hard to get in. People are not. I didn't feel like people were being so welcoming, like the comic industry here, you know. When we moved to Canada, it was just so different because like everyone here is just so sweet, and I feel like there's like way more opportunities that there was in France or anything. And I don't know, I like comics because you can work on so many characters from your childhood and work on so many different projects because it's like short terms. When like in France it's going to be like really long, it's going to be like 2-3 years or something. I don't know. I feel like comic books is way more fulfilling, like it makes me more happy. That's for sure.
Gotcha.
Do you think there'll be French editions of like this?
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
I'd love that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
My parents could finally read it.
Yeah, we collect a lot of French edition books also, so it's kind of a thing that we do.
My favorite book is Le Petit Prince, so I try to get as many of them as I can, French or English, but
That's so
I've only
cool.
actually read it in French. So.
Right, yes.
I've never read it in English, I don't think.
No.
Is there like different covers or it's
Yeah, they
usually
do like
the
collector's editions and the different covers and the
Nice.
graphic novel adaptation of it too.
Yeah, they've done tons of graphic novel adaptations for the
Yeah.
Little Prince, so it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But it was a book that I had until I met my wife 7-8 years ago. I actually had no idea what that book was. And then now I've got
It's pretty famous, yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
and then-
yeah.
now I've got a whole shelf full of them. So
You're welcome.
that's fair. So I had read somewhere where you'd worked at maybe I'm getting this wrong, like a video game company one time, or you still working there? Or?
Yeah. I worked at a mobile game company for
Okay,
2
mobile.
years when I first moved here. Yeah. I don't know. I never worked in a video game before or anything. It kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of like out of nowhere, but it really helped me actually like meeting people here, and like evolving with my art and stuff. It's called Budge Studios.
Okay.
So it was like games like Hello Kitty and stuff. So it was like really cute.
Did you do the design or what did you work on there?
Since it's like mobile game, like we had to do pretty much everything. I was not animating. I learned a little bit at the end, but it's like character design and backgrounds, UI. Really, like you have to be versatile, which was fun.
That sounds fun.
So some of your, I guess I've seen, so some of your first comic work was actually in Rat Queens, where you did a cover.
Yeah.
So, and then you did a short story in Rat Queens, is that correct?
Yeah, for like the webcomic
Right.
that Curtis released. Yeah.
All right, and just, I thought I had that correct. So how was that? I mean, that's a little, so that is like your first work into the comic realm for the American style comic?
Yeah, completely, because I was like doing fan arts, like I still do, but and like Curtis reached out to me and was like, hey, like would you be down to do like a cover or something? And it's like, yeah, for sure, whenever you want. I can't even do it for free. I was like so excited. yeah, it just like kind of like gave me a chance to try, and it was really amazing.
Gotcha.
And people like still like at cons and stuff. People like comment to me like, "Oh, I discovered your work on Raccoons." I'm like, "Man, it was a cover. It's so great."
Yeah. Yeah, it was very, very cool cover. We didn't have one for them to show here today in the shop, but yeah, it is a very cool cover.
And we also,
Thank you.
we have the Love is Love anthology, but we don't have the French edition, so we didn't get to see what you did in that either.
Well, you're gonna have to get the French edition.
We tried. Shipping right now is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shipping from
Okay.
France right now is a little ridiculous, so.
Yeah.
So we held off.
We did
That's fair,
read,
that's fair.
you have a story in this anthology as well.
Yes.
Or you did the art. It was witchy as well. So that was cool.
You're all preparing all my stuff. This is adorable.
We tried.
We read all this stuff, so it's, it makes it
gotta read
easier to
it
have
to
a
talk about
conversation,
it.
yeah. We have all this stuff in our collection. That's the nice thing about like owning a shop and then reaching out to people to do interviews. You get to just pick the people that you like and you want to interview because you read their stuff or see their art, and it's like it works out really well for me and us.
That's so cool.
Yeah, our dog did a review on this on Instagram. He does our reviews for us, but so I was
That's really cool.
Is Mindy based on someone or yourself that you know in this story?
She's a bit of me. Yeah, it's a personal story. It's not exactly what happened to me, but I went through an eating disorder and body dysphoria. So Mindy she was like my way of
Like coping
expressing
through
the
that
story.
process.
Even if like I feel like when I work on a story, like every character is a bit of me in some way. But yeah, Mindy is definitely
Awesome. Where did you get the idea for the magic chocolate bar? That was pretty unique to me.
I can't remember exactly, but I think like have you read Seconds from Brian Lee O'Malley?
Yes.
That he's one of my favorite author, and this book is one of my favorite too. And I really love the idea of like the magic mushroom. The fact that she was like eating the mushroom and it was like somehow like just like mixing everything, and the idea of Mindy having to like eat something, which is like eating is like something that is like problematic for her at the time. And so I had the idea of like having to eat to like eel in some way was like, I don't know, I thought it was
It's brilliant. I loved it.
going, yeah. Thank you.
Next question. All right. Just, where are you? See?
Over here?
Oh, there we go.
Sorry, just ignore him.
Yeah, just ignore me. We kind of have a list of questions, but then we like go off the rails most of the time, and then I try to bring it back in some, and it works sometimes and it doesn't.
You can't always.
It's
reel me
cool.
in.
It's nice. It's a
Yeah.
little chat.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. So also read that, and actually I put this question in here for her. So I've read where you like true crime shows.
Yes.
So what kind of true crime shows are you watching? Maybe there's something that she hasn't watched that she could find.
I kind of like stopped for it, like, because of like everything's happening right now. I was like, I don't know if I'm in the mood for this, but the latest one that I watched was oh man, that's like a Netflix one. It's really good. I can't remember the name. They're like FBI agents.
Is it
No.
like a documentary or?
No, it's
Oh.
it's a TV show.
Gotcha.
I can't even remember the name. It's ridiculous. But anyway, otherwise I listen to like My Favorite Murder a lot.
Gotcha.
It's a
I
cool
read their
podcast.
book. I haven't listened to their podcast though.
And they're really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
So do you plan on writing more original stories, or are you going to stick with just doing cover art and internal art for stories?
I think I'd still like to like get a mix of the I have original ideas, but I still love working on existing characters. It's like really fun.
Yeah.
So if I can keep doing both a little bit, that would be great.
I know you were trying to, I know earlier on you mentioned where, you know, it was the way the process was in France and all that. Was there any books that you tried to get to work on in France before you left, or is it just the difficulty of it just made it to where it was like it's not even, at this point, it's just such a battle that it's not, wasn't actually worth the time before you moved to Canada?
I guess I was really young at the time, so there was not like, it's not like you have a lot of like titles that you can work on if you don't have an original idea.
Right.
But we did pitch Even Love Yourself to French publisher before we did the Kickstarter, and yeah, it was a big no.
Well, maybe they'll say yes now.
So was it after all that and you decided to do your Kickstarter and all that for Eat and Love Yourself, was it a surprise at how well received it was through the Kickstarter route for you?
Yeah, it really was, because I'm not the kind of person who like gives up on stuff. I like to, like, if I start something, I'm gonna have to finish it. So even when like the pitch was like they said no to it, I was like, whatever, we're gonna do something with it anyway. So the Kickstarter, yeah, was a big surprise. It was scary because it's like, yeah, you know, it's a touchy subject, so you have to like talk about it in a correct way. But no, I think I'm blown away, and even still, because like now we're actually getting reviews and opinions and everything, and it's really amazing.
Yeah.
I think because it is a touchy subject, that's why you need to talk about it, because not many people talk about these topics.
Exactly.
So.
But you know, like it can be triggering for some people,
Yeah.
and some other people could get the wrong message from it, which I hope they don't. But it can happen, you know.
Yeah.
So
You gotta try.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's, you know,
It's a powerful story.
it is a, you know, very powerful story for what, you know, a lot of people need to see, and for you to, you know, take that chance on something, to do that out and then see it through, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was cathartic for me to work on it, and I just hope that it could be cathartic for someone to read it. So.
Well, you got us.
Yeah, it's, yeah, we didn't, yeah, it's, I can't say I found it through Kickstarter, we found it, you know, through Boom.
Yeah.
You know, so that definitely was.
You know, that's fair. That means like the book is like it's out there.
Right.
Boom's been really big supporters of us, so.
Yeah.
Try to support
Oh,
them.
that's amazing.
So keep going on that line, so how was that conversation when you pitched that to Boom and they pretty much said yes, when you were showing them that? How was that for you? You know, you already had now a success on Kickstarter, and now you're able to show it to a company like Boom, and they're like, well, of course.
Actually, it's a funny story because I don't know if you know TCAF, Toronto Comic Art Festival.
Mhm.
It takes place in May every year. It's a great free festival. It's just artists, and there's like portfolio reviews. And it was like back in 2017 or I don't know, something like that. But I went there with my portfolio and I was walking around and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try and go for it. And I went in line and there was like people talking to me a little bit, and I was really late. I mixed the time, so I was not sure I was gonna get in. And the people in front of me was like, "Oh, you're like trying. I don't know if you're gonna, you know, be able to, or like we're probably gonna get in or something like that." So I'm just like, I don't know. They ended up taking all of us together, and my heart was beating so hard. I was like there with like my portfolio. We were like, they were like reviewing the three of us, and they ended up to me, and she like, cause I did like a little like fanzine with like the 21st pages of the book.
Right.
And I gave it to them, and they were like reading, and they were like, "Wow, it's really amazing." And they took the book, and they were like showing it to the others. They were like, "This is great." and I was just like red and feeling like, I was like hot, and I was like, this is crazy. And 2 months later, we had like a green lit, and the book was going to be published by them, and that was it.
Right.
Wow.
That
The
was
people
crazy.
online were being discouraging, but you showed them, right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, you've been through this before, so it's very cool.
So another French question. Do you have any French comic recommendations that are like only available in French?
Oh, good question. I've been like a bit, I kind of stopped reading really, but I'm trying to see if there's some that I remember. I like, one of my biggest is like, I don't know if it's French, but it's still available here. It's like Black Sad, but,
Right.
you know, Black Sad is not exclusive to France, but,
Yeah, Black Sad's not known it's here, but it's not known very well here.
yeah, no. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
What is it about?
It's like a detective story, but it's like imagine Zootopia, but it's like
I'm sold.
dark. It's like it's dark, like detective story. It's really cool, and I don't know. I feel like the way the artists work, because it's like all done in watercolor, and like every panel is like a research of watercolor. It like probably takes 5 years for him to make like an album or something.
I'll have to look for that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have a copy somewhere. Yeah, somewhere in my collection.
Our whole store is our collection.
So through like your currently, I guess your work on Captain Marvel is it finished at this time, or because I know it was originally a 3 issue and then it went to 5.
So yeah, we had like the first 3 issues with like the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then we have a second arc with the Unstoppable Wasp,
Right.
which because of all of this has been like I think the release has been moved of the issues.
Yeah.
And we have another arc that is supposed to come, but everything right now is a bit on hold, so we'll see.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I'll let you promote your store a little bit. So what kind of stuff do you have in your store right now for, like we talked about your, skating witches and stuff like that. But what other kind of, material do you currently have in your online store?
Well, I have a lot of prints. I have a lot of like my Sabrina covers and a lot of other Sabrina stuff because it's pretty much everything I draw lately. I have my story, which is stickers. I have the Kickstarter version of Email of Yourself, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
We got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we got a little bit of everything. So she likes stickers, so she got the witching stickers.
Yeah.
They're fun. You can put them everywhere. So
Everywhere.
that's
Yeah.
you.
She does. She puts them everywhere. I think that's all we have today. We don't, we try not to take up too much of your time. We could probably talk forever,
Oh.
but I'm sure you've got other things to do too. So we appreciate you joining us today for this, and it's very nice talking to you and
Yeah, you too.
hearing about yourself and your books, and keep them coming, and we'll keep buying. We love your art. We really enjoyed that, and like I said, we really did enjoy Eat and Love Yourself, so we hope to see more
Thank you so much.
original stuff coming out from you soon, so that'd be great.
Yes. And we keep in touch with all the stickers.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Sweeney.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye.
Have a good one too. Bye.
It's on my face.
And we will end. End for all. Maybe people are still watching. We still have a show to finish.
How do I lower this thing?
Lord. You
Yeah.
need the Lord?
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, you do this. Hold on, folks. We're maneuvering.
Going down.
We're adjusting a new setup here. It's a work in progress.
We got a real tripod.
As everything else is. So, you know. Very well. Oh, walk in front of everyone again.
Hi, everybody.
It's my line.
If you're just tuning in,
Uh-oh. Something happened.
what have you done?
I don't know what I've done. Huh? Well, I don't think so, but I can't, you know, I cannot confirm nor deny that I just hit the power button on
Ruined
my...
everything.
Stop. Wait, hang on. Might be coming back in.
Sorry, guys. Philip is not very technical savvy, even though he works in IT.
I do not work in IT. I don't build computers.
You're a data scientist. You know something.
I do data.
Data.
Let's try this again. One more time.
Maybe.
Hey,
Hey, everybody.
look at that. We're on issue 11.
So thanks for joining us for the Sweeney Boo interview, or if you didn't join us, you missed it. But we just interviewed Sweeney Boo, this lovely lady. Are you okay?
We did. I just need some water.
So first thing we're gonna do is our giveaway from last week, which was $10 Watson bucks and maybe a mug.
And a mug.
Yeah, would you like a mug? Comes with the gift card.
No, I did it last week.
Oh yeah, you did.
I've done it once. We can move on from that.
Our winner of $10 Watson bucks is David Long.
It's David. So we'll make it a negative $10 Watson bucks. So he has to buy us stuff and then give us an extra $10.
And you can have a roll of toilet paper back if you want.
Do we still have to roll toilet paper to take?
We probably used it. I put it in the bathroom. Where it belongs.
It was a gift.
Anyway.
Anyway, so
So, next week we are interviewing Jamie Cosley. That is him, right?
that is Jamie. But it may not be live. We're still working out a time with Jamie. So we will have an interview with Jamie next week.
Sometime.
It may not be live on our show, but we will record it and then post it at a later time. So our next week's show, you may just be stuck with Jacqueline and I for a half hour
Oh,
or
the
so.
horror.
And then we'll talk at Tommy over there,
While he's busy working.
which is no different than the other time we do the show.
Notice. Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
You know what the date is tomorrow? It's the 18th. I'm trying to help you out. Just trying to help you out.
May? What month is it?
It's March.
May?
It's March 18th.
Stop it. May 18th, Monday. We are closed. We are deep. I am deep cleaning.
Oh, she just let us off the hook completely.
Well, I know he's not doing it. We are cleaning to be prepared to reopen for new comics on Wednesday.
Well, we will be open on Tuesday.
We'll be open on Tuesday
We will be open on Tuesday.
because on Tuesday we have this gorgeous new book out. It's called Suncatcher. It is a young adult graphic novel about Beatrice, and she has a very close relationship with her grandfather, and once he passes away, his soul is trapped in his guitar. So her goal is to release the soul of her grandfather. But what will it take? Will it cost her herself? Find out more on Tuesday.
Well, the next exciting adventure of Suncatcher.
That's the name of their
watching or be reviewing. So,
Stanley card.
Stanley card. So we'll be still doing our Facebook Live sale on Tuesday at 7. And then we'll talk about it during our Facebook Live sale on Tuesday, but then the following Monday we're going to do an Instagram live sale of books.
There might be one before that.
But so that one, the one after this Tuesday 18th plus 7, the 25th. So the 25th, the 25th will be our first official Instagram live sale. But we will be doing a test run tomorrow night at 8 on Instagram Live. So we will have an Instagram Live sale tomorrow night, the 18th, at 8 p.m. just for a test run to make sure that Instagram's going to work for us. And
I mean, you can still buy stuff.
but you can still buy stuff in the test
But we don't know
sale.
how it's going to go.
Right. We're still going to try to do it like a normal Instagram sale, but this is just a test run. So it'll be Instagram Live. So test run is on the
$5 books.
Yep, $5 book. So the Instagram test run will be the 18th. No, I'm going to just talk at you.
I don't want you to talk at me.
Fine.
Or
So
for them.
so the test
Wonderful
run's the
people.
18th. The official one will be on the 25th at 7 p.m. So 8
So
p.m.
you get
tomorrow.
us live 3 days in a row, people. Because who thought that was a good idea?
I don't know who thought it was a good idea. Somebody did.
I blame
but anyway,
Derek.
It is probably Derek's fault. So anyway, and then we'll see you Tuesday. For our
Tuesday.
normal one.
For the Stanley card.
Stanley card. It's still available. Stanley card's still available.
And guess what?
What?
Diamond has shipped some books.
That is the theory. They have shipped.
These are some books from Boom that are coming out on Wednesday. Storyteller Ghosts. Spooky.
2 of 4.
2 of 4. I'm glad you can read
Yeah,
that.
2 of 4.
Ghost in LA, number 10. Series is almost over. And Buffy. That cover's cool.
That cover is actually pretty cool.
Yes, it is.
That cover is really cool.
That's from Boom. And some other stuff from random people. Snot Girl, Volume 3 trade.
Brian Lee O'Malley.
Yeah. That book is weird.
It is weird. It's good though.
Oh, weird. This is the only book for the kids section that I think we're getting.
Probably.
Like trade wise, Super Sisters. Looks fun. I don't know. And check please, number 2.
I'll read it.
I'll read it.
Is
I
Check
look-
Please YA?
It's
thought that
YA.
was. Oh, I thought it was younger than that.
I
Yeah,
think it's
YA.
YA.
I think it's set up for YA. It deals with high school drama.
High school, 2 lover boys.
Yeah.
Playing hockey,
Hey.
Yeah, they.
Yeah.
See, sticks and scones.
Scones.
Book 2, sticks and scones.
I'd rather have croissants though.
Well, and we do have some DC books coming out, but it's like Daphne Byrne and
Nightwing, like 3rd, 4th printings.
3rd and 4th printings of Batman '89 and Nightwing.
I didn't put any on here.
Something or another.
Sorry, but they're
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Check your email.
I think Daphne Byrne was like the only non-reprint book from DC coming out. This
Is the
week,
book
so-
list posted on the website?
yes.
The book list is posted on the website.
There you have it.
RichmondComics.com.
But they will be back. Books out this Wednesday.
We're still keeping it under 10 people. Philip will be manning the door to make sure you lovely people abide by the rules.
I have a Nerf sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our next book club meeting is June 13th at 4. We're still going to be doing it via Zoom. And we'll be reading Heavy Vinyl Volume 1. We've ordered more copies. We still have 1 left in the store. But if you need one, we've ordered more.
And they'll be here soon.
Yeah.
Relatively soon. Yeah, probably this week or so.
Did you know that Heavy Vinyl used to be called High Five Fight Club? That's a mouthful. That's really hard to say. Maybe that's why they
I
changed
think that's
it.
why they changed it.
I think the people that did Fight Club may have had something to do with them changing their
They
name.
changed the name.
Because she found the
Single issues.
she found the single issues yesterday
Yeah.
that we had. She goes, "It really was called this." I'm like,
I didn't know it actually came out like that. I thought that's just, oh, we changed your name.
No, it was really called that. So,
Previews.
and then the
You should have
previews-
already turned them in, but they're due.
Yeah, previews
Still
are due.
due.
So
Turn
if you,
them
haven't,
now.
if you haven't turned them in, we need them now.
Now.
Because these orders will be going out early next week.
Yesterday.
Well, they didn't go out yesterday.
I'm just kidding.
If you don't have your order to me by Tuesday, I cannot guarantee your order.
So there you go.
Listen to Tommy. Tommy has spoken.
Do it.
Do it now.
Make it a thing. And then the new previews will be out on the 27th. So we'll have a new,
With some Marvel
along with like 6 Marvel books.
things are gonna get back rolling, I guess.
That's the theory.
That's theory.
And we gave away,
As always, we have more Watson bucks to be had.
but we do have more Watson bucks. If anyone would like to give out gift cards or gift certificates to people and stuff, we have that. And
Support small businesses. Yay! Thank you. Come again. Like I said before, our lovely Watson, who is not here today, he's very sad about it, by the way.
yeah, he was not happy being left
He's
at
been
the
doing
house.
book reviews on the Instagram. Sorry, I was supposed to just add a random S to everything. The Watson Review. He'll be reviewing Suncatcher later if he isn't napping.
Yeah, that's true. He does nap a lot.
I've been trying to post every day, but not always.
So we have that.
So we have that.
And then, so
You're
what?
making me do all the talking.
Well, it seemed like a really good thing. It's good. Keeps me out of trouble. So I'll actually be I'll be doing an interview today on a podcast called Comics and the Cross. So that's be this afternoon.
I shared the link on the
2:00.
Facebook story if you are looking forward to that.
Right. So
If you want
they
to listen
were,
to him talk.
so they had me, if you want to hear people ask me questions and me try to come up with answers on the fly, that should be entertaining.
They're just going to be talking about what we've done to stay open during this time, right?
That's the theory.
And
but,
we've been
you know,
talking to you guys for weeks about that, so.
Yeah.
Good times.
So, yep, we have that. So remember, we're gonna be closed on the 18th, so we
Tomorrow.
can clean everything. We will reopen on the 19th, just like nothing's happened, and then on the 20th, our first set of books will be on sale again, and we're gonna keep the 11 to 7 hours on Wednesday, so
Until further notice.
until further notice, so we'll open at 11, we'll keep it under 10 people here, and that includes Tommy and I. So,
If you're
and
not
we- and the-
comfortable
and
with
depending on-
people, you can make an appointment.
correct, so we're still doing appointments. If you wanna make an appointment, you can make an appointment before the 11 o'clock or after the 7 o'clock, and we'll accommodate. You can still do curbside,
Delivery.
we still had curbside people, this week. We did a delivery last night, so we're still doing local,
It
deliveries
was fun.
with purchases. And of course, we can always ship if you're outside of the area. So we're still doing all that to make everyone feel comfortable, so you don't really still have to come in. Maybe on Tuesday night before the live sale, when we usually get our books up, maybe we'll do a live, here's your new books, to see them on the rack this week, just to post them out there.
Is that something you're interested in?
So,
Let us know.
and if not, yeah, you can just.
No pressure on Tommy though.
So, it won't take but a second, it's only
If everything's
couple
done.
hundred books.
Well,
They're eventually done on sometime on Tuesday.
sometime.
They've always been done on sometime on Tuesday, usually. So,
Mm.
anything else? Anybody say
Come
any
get some
questions?
baseball cards. We're trying to get rid of them.
No questions?
No one's
All right.
asking anything.
All right, then, that's all. So that'll be it for us this week. We will be back next week again. Like I said,
With
it may-
Jamie Cosley.
yeah, which may or may not be live. I don't think it's going to be live. I think he's got some stuff going on, so we're having to push it off till later in the day to do the interview. But that'll be fine. We'll still do our show at noon. We'll go over some of the new books again coming out that Wednesday. We'll tell you how everything is going here, what's new and not.
I think there's a bunch of stuff coming out at the beginning of June for kids.
There's a whole bunch of stuff, yeah. So we do have some all ages stuff coming out over the next few weeks new also. But then all ages hits pretty hard at the 1st of June.
You know, Pride Month. So exciting.
And then we still have baseball cards.
Come get them.
If people wants to come buy baseball cards, they better come get them because they're going to be
Also,
packed up.
Harley Davidson cards.
Oh, yeah.
Desert
Desert Storm cards.
Yeah.
Stanley card.
Card.
We've got some D&D cards.
Yeah.
What?
So, yeah, basically any of the cards that hasn't sold by the end of this coming up week will be packed up and thrown in storage for another,
Decade or so.
let's see here, those are 89, so maybe another 30 years before we bring those cards back out again, so you never know.
You never know.
But, yeah, I think it's a whole bunch of 89 baseball and 90, so. But,
Those cards are the same age as me.
wow. All right.
Did I say something wrong?
No, not at all. But yes, they are. So, anyway, all right. So that's it for this week. Thanks again for everybody joining us. Thanks again for Sweeney Boo for joining us for an interview and chat this morning. We appreciate it.
And
So-
congrats, David, on winning
Yep.
$10 Watson bucks
So we'll see you Tuesday night for the live auction and then back here next Sunday.
with Stanley card. Woo!